everyone. So I finally got the new, the Ferenc Pinter Tarot, which was called Tarot of the Imagination. It is one of my favorite decks, not because of its usability, but because it's just beautiful. It's usable, but I just really am drawn to it. It's just a lovely, lovely deck. So I pulled out the original one that I have. And this one has a paste over ISBN tag. And this is Lo Scarabeo. And it was out of print for a while. They did issue this amazingly wonderful Major Arcana, the Tarocchi d'Arte edition of this on amazing paper. It's beautiful. And it's lovely. It is limited edition, and they are so hard to find. Just really pretty. In 1991, this little sleeve. And actually today, this one came in. So now that's in a box, and they call it the Ferenc Pinter Tarot. Published again by Lo Scarabeo. It's in a two-piece. And there's the box. And I've made videos on both of the other decks. So let's see, we have a little book. It says text by Charles Harrington. English, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and Russian. Tarot and Art. Has a little bit about him. He died in 2008. And it looks like it does break down every card, so that's pretty cool. We'll put that back in the box. So this is a 78 card deck, and this one they decided to go shiny with it, which is really strange for Lo Scarabeo, because I don't know. I'm thinking because he did a lot of print work for like magazines and stuff, and he also illustrated. Did a lot of illustrations that shiny cards would go well with it. So the back of the card is completely changed. So it says, looks like Carpe Diem F. Pinter. So let's look at the original deck so we can compare some of the things. So here is the original deck compared to the new deck, which I think is much improvement. But I did notice there is a bit of cropping involved, and I never like to see cropping on original artwork. But so be it. These are not gilded. Oh, there's an extra card there. There we go. It's actually the same one that looks like it was in the original deck. So let's look at these two wonderful cards. And you can see the cropping of the sort of witch flying figure there. Also at the top. So it looks like they just magnify. There's some foreground, but the image itself is larger, which I do like. And it just says the Fool. It doesn't have the Fool in 6 languages. In the backs, here we have this lovely strength, but now we have a more somewhat reversible, which is Carpe Diem If Pinter. I like how these are borderless. That's very nice. The cropping, I wish the cropping was a little they did it a little more judiciously. There's the Magician, the High Priestess. I mean, the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Now the colors, looking at the colors, it does look like they've been brightened up a bit. Just a bit. They look pretty spot on. This beautiful blue of the Empress. Notice that there's a big difference in size here. They really cropped. I mean, look at the sword. At least it's still centered. Here her foot's cut off. Here her foot is not cut off. You know, or it would have been amazing to see, like, even an untitled edition. The Emperor. I mean, you can see the cards are actually slightly, they're the exact same length, but they're a little bit wider by about, what, about 3 centimeters? The Hierophant. The Lovers, which I remarked that it looked like 2 men. But you can see sort of the woman's hair kind of flowing down here. And the breast looks a little larger than a man's. The Chariot. Oh, look, they switched. They switched. Strength and Justice. And you know, sometimes decks will do this. This is interesting. What in the world? Okay, so we have Justice and Strength. Here's the one that's on the back of this card here, so you can see, which actually looks like it's the same size. We'll leave that there. And I remember saying I love this one because of that modern plane in the back and sort of the contrast of the Hermit on his own. Here's the breaking wheel. This is where I became kind of obsessed with the idea of the Catherine wheel, St. Catherine's wheel, the breaking wheel, and the Wheel of Fortune, and how it was just, it's an awful way to die, medieval torture. La Rota. Here we go. So let's look. Here's Strength. It is cropped. And then we have, here is Justice. So they did switch that. The Hanged Man is a booger. And Death. I love the head. You can just see the skull. And then there's actually a signature which is cut off. Notice the greens are a little greener, so they are brightened up a bit. Temperance. I mean, her feet are cut off. You can't even see that, just her footed toe is exposed. The Devil. Kind of got some war. Looks like gas masks. La Tour, La Tower. Again, a magnified version. The Star, L'Étoile. L'Étoile, La Stelle. Oh, this is amazing. Beautiful. This is one of my favorites. It's very Magritte, René Magritte, surrealist. Obviously, this artist has surrealist influences. You do see more of the reflection, sort of on the shore there. Each card seems like it was looked at to be how it was cropped. Here we go. Very Apollo. Jugement. Oh yeah, it's really cropped at the bottom. You can see that. But the magnification really allows you to kind of see more. But you know what? I can do my own magnification with a magnifying glass, so we can see in here. Boom. We can see that the quality is pretty consistent, but it does just look like a magnified version of the cards. Print quality, of course, as you sort of go into the cards, you know, more data is lost. You're magnifying things. Them all. Okay, I'm going to put the original ones away. The suits are all mixed up, and really we saw the majors and we saw how different they were, and I just want to look at the new edition. I am so surprised that they switched Justice card and Temperance. So here we have aces, we have 2 cups here. On the original, it was just 1 symbol in the middle. Oh, I love this one. The sleeves that are see-through. A courtly scene, 4 women, 3 women in the foreground. A man under a tree with someone looking on. Under the tree, it looks like in the fall. He has a cane. This is very contemporary, sort of evening dress. I mean, that could easily be a Givenchy, Gucci dress, Chanel. The child is almost looking at us as this person is running across a stream. Clouds. And there's a person on a bicycle in the waves, a very ghostly. And it looks like, yes, he's playing a saxophone. 8, an open bird cage, desolation. Guitar player. Chair. Blocking out the sun from the baby. But we have a complete family here. So, but it doesn't express the happiness that usually a 10 of Cups does. Which is a little crazy. And here we have the page. Kind of a servant, lady in the background. The knight, almost a Teddy Roosevelt looking man. The queen, do portrait with a sailing ship. King in the top hat. Ace, we have a pyramid hovering. The stage, the magician, the puppeteer, the infinity. The cardinal and the nun, sort of blessing bread. Very sort of French kind of building. There's a giant man behind it. A bedroom. It feels very Francis Bacon. especially the bedroom sort of. But then we have the boots here, which of course remind me of Van Gogh's The Peasant Boots, which is such a significant work of art. Also the Van Gogh interior of his bedroom. He did quite a few interiors, and they were all really interesting. That bright lapis blue through the window is really nice. That's why I like this deck so much. The artwork is simply superb. This guy was amazing. It looks very gestural, detail where detail was needed. Looks like there's a watch. Is he being accused he stole it or given a watch by maybe an aunt? There's another bicyclist riding. Oh, look, see how different the artwork, he's so varied in his artwork, such a talent. I mean, this looks beautiful. It looks almost like Egyptian inspired. It looks, it's very fashionable. You know, they're measuring. It's two women. It looks like a garment's being fitted. And the colors are really pretty. Girl in the grass. A monk in, it looks like the Garden of Eden. Beautiful painting. Look how a simple brushstroke can convey, you know, the wing of a bird. And it's, all those birds are so pretty. Here we have the page, kind of stately. The knight. Queen. And the king. He's holding his coin right there. Looks like he's on a ship. And here we have clubs. Ace. That is, look at the impasto there. The buildup of paint. Oh, the trainway. Look at the beautiful train station. The steam. Three. Standing on the ramparts, there's a man's face just peeking. She's staring out almost like a princess. And there's a banner sort of waving there. Oh, looks like a Marie Cassatt or Mary Cassatt painting. He has flowers. He hasn't given them to her yet. Beautiful tree. Really nice brushwork there. Looks like a whale that's being harpooned. It actually looks like an illustration from Moby Dick. Ahab, after the whale, obsessed with it to the point of he's myopic. He cannot see anything else other than this whale. Human life doesn't matter. Only his revenge on this whale, this white whale. There's the knight. Ladies in waiting. Wow, look at that. The landscape. The two people separated. I mean, the artwork is just so varied and beautiful. It could be almost from two different artists, or three. There's a little Matisse Running Man there with just a little drizzle of clouds. The stark contrast of that. Man bringing a woman. Looks like she's passed out. He's in pain, or he's really running. Maybe out of breath. Page. Oh, now he had to have illustrated a Moby Dick. So this is Quiquad, or like an Aborigine, but I believe it's definitely some Moby Dick. a knight. The queen, she just looks very dark raven-haired. King, very odd king. Very much sort of a mad scientist, sort of eccentric man, hypnotic, neurotic. And the swords, ace. All those people there. 2, like a dinghy, a ship. Cast ashore. 3. Wow, that's either Salome or Judith and Holofernes. I know I've said that before, still haven't figured out what that was. Very Ophelia, like, oh, Hamlet doesn't love me, I'm in the water, I'm gonna drown. Fighting. Someone's not doing so well, got stabbed. Mermaids, sea creatures. I have a little floating butt there. Two men in the tree getting ready to assail 2 people that are coming on the way. Robbers, maybe. Now look at this one. Okay, so let's examine this one. This is, she has her hand stretched out like she's bracing for something. She's looking down, her eyes are closed shut, and you have these swarthy arms coming after her, pulling her, almost like she's resisting this monkey on her back, this thing that's happening. She's not happy, but she's standing her ground as best she can. Oof, 9. Looks like these 2 people are poisoned, have been poisoned, aren't doing so well. Not much to see here. Move along. Oof. And then we have 10. We have some sort of barbarian beheading the giant. Look at the expression on both their faces is almost identical. Then we've got page, the knight, the queen, bird, air, and the king. He looks like almost like a Hamlet-like figure, but he's sort of stern, not very moving. There's actually some silhouettes of horses and men there. And that is the brand new, well, new in the US. It's been out since, I think, June internationally. But finally, I just ordered this from Amazon. And actually, I had pre-ordered it and then it came in. So it came in today. So I was excited to get my hands on it and compare it because I do love the artwork. And it's always interesting to see how it's treated when it's printed differently, especially when they change the name of the deck. So I'm going to put this back in the little box. So it comes in a sturdy box, just like the Enema Antiqua, as opposed to the flap. So here's the difference in the sizes. Notice this one's taller, thicker. And then it's not as big as the special edition from 1991 that I absolutely adore. It's one of my favorites. But there you go. The Ferenc Pinter Tarot that came out. I think it's time for a poem. I'm going to randomly choose one. This one is going to be from Love Speaks Its Name, Gay and Lesbian Poems. This one's called Wounds of Love, Federico Garcia Lorca, which was the lover of, he was the lover of, hold on, shoot, Lorca. Lorca was the lover of he's, oh my god, his poetry is amazing. It's easy to pronounce his name. He wrote the Labyrinth, the Library. Oh shoot, maybe his name's in the beginning. Lorca. Borges, that's who it is. Borges, but people say Borges, almost like there's a K in there. Borges. Probably he may have been writing about him. It's called Wounds of Love. This light, this fire that devours, this gray landscape that surrounds me, this pain that comes from one idea, this anguish of the sky, the earth, the hour, and this lament of blood that decorates a pulseless lyre, a lascivious torch. This burden of the sea that beats upon me, this scorpion that dwells within my breast, all are a wreath of love, bed of one wounded, where, sleepless, I dream of your presence amid the ruins of my fallen breast. And though I seek the summit of discretion, your heart gives me a valley spread below with hemlock and passion of bitter wisdom. Oh, this one looks lovely. This one's by James Schuyler. A photograph. Shows you in London, room, books, a painting, your smile, a silky tie, a suit, and more. It looks so like you, and I see it every day, here on my desk, which I don't last. Friday night was grand. We went out, we came back, we went wild. You slept. Me too. The pup woke you and you dressed and walked him. When you left, I was sleeping. When I woke, there was just time to make the train to a country dinner and talk about ecstasy, which I think comes in two sorts. That which you know, now I'm ecstatic, like my strange scream last Friday night, and another kind, that you know only in retrospect, why that joy I felt and didn't think about when his feet were in my lap, or when I looked down and saw his slanty eyes shut. That, too, was ecstasy, nor is there necessarily a downer from it. Though I believe in the perfectibility of man, strangely enough, I've known happiness enough. I do. I mean it. I really do believe future generations can live without the intervals of anxious fear we know between our bouts and strolls of ecstasy. The struck ball finds the pocket. You smile some years back in London. I have known ecstasy and calm. Haven't you, too? Let's try to understand my handsome friend who wears his nose awry. It's almost like there's a bit of hope that maybe sneaking around won't be so cumbersome in the future. That love is now speaking its name that it couldn't before. It's kind of sad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my flip through, my whatever you want to call it, of the new Ferenc Pinter tarot. Thanks for watching.